What's up, Guardians? Happy Reset Tuesday! Loot just resets. Stream is tomorrow, and in 1 week's time, we'll be on our way to 335 with new loot in hand. I don't know about y'all, but I am definitely ready for the change. So what's up, guys? As always, thanks for watching Sly Nation, and welcome to my weekly reset guide. Now, before we begin, I want to show you all this. Do you see this new beaut? It's a brand new exotic sniper called the Zen Meteor. I made a video about that and the huge increase in reputation we're getting for the April update, along with a couple of glimpses and pictures of the new arsenal. It's worth checking out, and there is some pretty awesome stuff that awaits us. So, let's get on with it. As usual, I have to pay my weekly visits to the real Miss Universe, my boo-boo Petra. She's been waiting for me all week, and I know that girl has been worried sick. Anyway, the good old Reef. Man, every time I lay in here, it brings back like those nostalgic House of Wolves days. Anyway, the Reef is back to being the center for this upcoming update, so ranking up Petra is probably going to be a good idea, y'all. And these bounties make it slow, but nonetheless pretty easy. So, let's see what the girl has for us this week. Yo, what up, girl? So, first up, kill Oryx-Nightfall in the Cosmodrome. Oryx-Nightfall is to take an Archon up in the Skywatch, by the way. Next is to kill 12 named or consumed Fallen, Vexed, or Cabal in the Cosmodrome. And then finally, the usual kill 100 taken. You guys can get all of this done in one single trip. Head to the Cosmodrome, find those taken patrols, do like 1 or 2 on your way up to Skywatch, and then while damaging Oryx-Nightfall, kill a few of his minions and boom. Y'all should be good to go. You can always find another patrol or head to the Dreadnought if you need a few more taken to kill. As usual, on your way out, make sure you stop by Shaxx. Free stuff is free stuff, and it will always come in handy at some point, even if you're just using it to level up factions. Hey, by the way, while we're at Shaxx, you see all these shaders and ships? If you're a completionist and have been lazy as of late, buy these things right now, even if you don't use them, but want them to be unlocked in your kiosk. Once the update drops on the 12th, all of these will disappear and then start gathering up with new items. Those will all start dropping as reward packages. So you will no longer be able to buy them. It's not that big of a deal, of course, but I just want to throw that out there. Well, off to the tower. Now, unfortunately, the tower will be a short trip again this week, and as we strut our way over to Shaxx, I thought I'd take this time to tell you all that 1, you can see Iron Banner is gone. That makes me sad. And 2, all 3 factions are again not accepting Wormspore. I don't know what's up with this rotation, but once someone does take it, I'm going to shoot up like 5 levels from all this saving up of Wormspore. Anyway, so let's take a look at Shaxx. This week's bounties are incredibly similar to last week's. First up, complete Crucible match with an individual score of at least 1,500 points. Next up, win 7 matches, and then we have win 1 game in 3 different modes: Control, Salvage, and then Rift. Next bounty, earn points in a featured playlist. Basically, any of the dailies or weekly Crucible matches that are in your director is a featured playlist. Wins are worth 3 points, completions are worth 1, and you need 5 to turn the bounty in. On to the last remaining 2, we have As a Team bounty. Complete 5 Crucible matches in a fire team of 2 or more players, and then of course, turn all of this crap in, and we are good to go. Like I said, no one is taking Wormspore right now, but if you just did a sword quest, Dead Orbit and the Future War Cult are both taking Spin Metal, and New Monarchy is taking Relic Iron, both of which I actually need a lot of, so I'm just gonna wait until Wormspore week. Next up, let's piece up out this biatch and onward to the dreaded knot, where we will check out this week's Tier 3 Court of Oryx. Now, if some of you guys aren't familiar with the court and its mechanics, I would recommend grabbing a few friends and trying it out sometime. The April update will be revamping the court with new bosses, new mechanics, and new difficulties. It will also be the surefire place to grab a 335 light artifact. And for those of you who are trying to reach max light as soon as possible, I would make sure to know all the ins and outs of the Tier 3 bosses. So this week's Tier 3 is actually my favorite, Balwer. And for those of you who don't know the mechanics, the poison floor is on at all times during this fight. The only safe place is under the portal itself. However, killing those shielded Acolyte Majors will temporarily open up a wide circle with a column of light above it. Jump to the column for a damage buff and safety from the burning floor. Just watch out for the other acolytes and the exploding thrall. They will get you pretty quick. Don't kill all the acolytes at once. Leave one alive so you can make another circle after your damage cycle is done and the other circle collapses. Of course, this is way easier with 2 people, but it can totally be soloed. So while we're at the Dreadnought, let's talk about my favorite part of Destiny, the raid. King's Fall Challenge is back to the start of the rotation, and the War Priest is calling us out. By far the easiest challenge of the 3, and most teams don't even have to switch up tactics. Hopefully the increase in difficulty next week will make it a little more interesting, but nonetheless we will see. Alright Guardians, well let's get into the meat of the reset and look at the director. Starting off with the Crucible, Iron Banner and Lord Saladin have been stashed away and won't be seen again until May. Taking its place, we have our usual weekly Crucible playlist back up, and this week we can look forward to Freelance 3v3 and Zone Control. By the way, Zone Control is the one that's dishing out the weekly marks. Moving on to the Nightfall, let's check out the modifiers first, and as usual, our trusty Epic Skull will never let us down. Heavily shielded, highly aggressive enemies appear in great numbers. Next up, Gjallarhorn's best friend, Solar Burn. Solar damage is greatly increased from all sources. Next we have Grounded. Players take more damage while airborne. And then for the last 2, we have Fresh Troops. Enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. And finally Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. Well, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look.
Some creatures of the Hive strain against the will of Oryx. Alaku.
Ooh, the Dark Blade. I think this is going to be a breeze, guys. Sleeper Simulant all the way here, folks. 3 Guardians with Sleepers will destroy this guy. Have one of the Hunters have a Celestial Nighthawk at the ready and watch him go bye-bye very, very quickly. But that about sums it up, ladies and gentlemen. Now don't forget that tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, Bungie will be going over the changes to the Crucible, the Sandbox, weapons, and the subclasses. This will be an interesting Twitch cast, so make sure that y'all tune in. Now if you can't make it, you know that your boy Sly has got your back. It'll be up on my channel moments after it ends. I always record every important broadcast, so those of y'all who work or at school can easily view them when you get the chance, back on lunch, back home, whatever. But I'm out, y'all. As always, thank you for choosing to watch Sly Nation and to support the smaller YouTuber. I couldn't do this without y'all, and if you want to stay up to date on everything Destiny, The Division, and new uploads from Sly Nation, Twitter is the best place to do so, y'all. Follow at Sly Nation to stay current on anything new from me and our favorite games. Have a great week, guys, and until next time, this is your boy Sly. Done, gone, out.
Ammo inbound. Zone B secure.